When the last tree dies, the last man dies is an adage that emphasizes the importance of trees to human life. Trees are as important to humans as the air we breathe. However, activities such as deforestation has contributed largely to the loss of the forest cover globally. It is to check the trend and encourage people to plant trees in their environment that the Greening Ghana project was initiated in June this year. The campaign, led by the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, aimed to plant over 5 million trees nationwide. 6 months down the line, we asked, how are the trees, seedlings you planted faring? At the premises of the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, these are some of the seedlings planted 6 months ago. The Greening Ghana project is a campaign to ensure preservation of Ghana's vegetative cover and the natural ecosystem. I tried talking to Idrisu Mohammed, one of the gardeners in GBC, to know how best he's been taking care of these seedlings. So do you give it water every morning or evening?
I plant 1 week before I plant, I give the water for them. So let's 1 week I give them water. The come plant with me, I take care of the water 1 week, every day 1 week before I the water. So that time here, I don't go waste time. I go 1 week no, I go water. 1 week I the water them. So I take care of them for the plants.
Everyone who planted a seed is encouraged to take a selfie as evidence that the Greening Ghana campaign is indeed practical. For GBC News, Rahmatu Mahmoud Jawando reporting. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources is working to secure a London bullion market certification to enable Ghana to refine gold for direct trading on the global market. In the furtherance of this, a 400 kilogram per day gold refinery being undertaken by the Precious Minerals Marketing Company and the Royal Ghana Gold Limited is about 90% complete. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Samuel Abu-Jinapo, disclosed this at a public lecture at the Kumasi campus of the Ghana Law School in the Ashanti region. Participants at the lecture, which focused on the mining regime in the country, included individuals and groups in the mining sector and traditional leaders. The Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. Samuel Jinapo, explained Ghana's mining history, including ownership, legal regimes and frameworks, challenges and the way forward. He said, despite the economic prospects in the sector, inadequate investment by successive governments, lack of collaboration, over-reliance on gold, as well as exploitation of raw materials have robbed the nation of maximum benefits.
Over the years, the only attempt that had been made under the government of President Nkrumah to add value to our mineral resources was the construction of the Akosombo Dam and the establishment of the Valco Aluminium Company, Valco, to operate full integrated aluminium industry. But despite the involvement of global giants like Kaiser Aluminium and chemical corporations and Alcoa, till date, we have not been able to build that integrated industry.
Mr. Jinapo said the government is pursuing value addition to iron, bauxite and gold.
Under the leadership of President Akufo-Addo, by Act 976 and Act 988, we have established the Ghana Integrated Aluminium Development Corporation, GIADE, and the Ghana Integrated Iron and Steel Development Corporation, GISDEC, to promote and develop integrated aluminium and iron and steel industries, respectively, in the country.
As part of the event, the SRC of the Ghana Law School awarded scholarships to some needy students and presented funds to support 2 visually impaired students of the school. Today, Saturday, December 11th, 2021, is exactly 6 months since the Green Ghana Day initiative was implemented across the country. As part of activities to keep track this campaign, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources is urging all to visit the seedling planted, take a selfie and post it as evidence that the trees are alive. The Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources in charge of forestry, Mr. Benito Owusubio, is on the line to help us understand the hashtag Green Ghana, hashtag My Tree is Alive campaign. Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
How are you doing?
Oh, God, this is doing well.
Can you please explain the hashtag My Tree is Alive campaign?
Okay. Thank you. Like your newscaster just mentioned, today exactly marks the 6 months after the Indian Day. And that day, you all remember, we are led by to other prominent, the vice president, and then leadership of the country, leadership of the judiciary, and then parliament as well. Yes, we all came together as one, and then we speak. It's important that I use this opportunity to thank everyone who participated in that event. Yes, on that day, we actually exceeded our target. It is, we also go back to see how the trees we personally planted are doing. That is part of the exercise of nurturing the trees. And so we came up with this hashtag so that at least we are not just saying, just go and visit your tree. We are saying, show us a picture of you watering your tree. That is you nurturing your tree. And then post it and let others see so that others too follow. I have done mine, and I wish every Ghanaian will also do the same.
So would you say you're just taking on this campaign to have a track of how the plants or seedlings are faring?
Excuse me, can you repeat what you just said?
What I'm trying to say is that are you just taking this hashtag thing to have a track of how the plants are faring?
Okay, yes. This hashtag is for us to actually identify what individual Ghanaians did. Yes, you see, the planting exercise that was done by our agencies and then also by institutions and then corporate bodies, those ones, yes, we have been able to monitor and we have the results and we have the documentation on them. What we don't have is what you and I did, and which is very important that at least through this medium, we will be able to also identify what we did. And that's why we are saying that hashtag My Tree is Alive. So that at the end of the day, it's just not showing as your tree, but they are also showing that your tree is alive. We know it's going to generate a lot of interest, and we'll build on that momentum so that moving into next year, we'll be able to get all Ghanaians along to do a bigger event, which would even be better than what we did in the year 2021.
So looking at this hashtag campaign, will you say more seedlings will be planted going forward?
Well, can you speak a bit louder, please?
Looking at this campaign, will you say that more trees would be planted looking forward?
Yes, more trees should be planted. In fact, the president committed Ghana to planting 20 million seedlings in the year 2022. That is June 11, 2022. And we, as a ministry, led by our young heart, Natural Resources, the Honorable Abel H. Napo, the rally, and the committee has been asked how we can, first of all, be able to raise the seedlings, and then secondly, we can be able to look at the logistics. Because last year or this year, the target was 5 million, and we achieved 7 million. Moving on from 7 to 20 million, we know will entail a lot of work. And as such, we have to start early. Fortunately, the rains also helped us this year. We don't know what will happen next year. But it's important that if we raise the seedlings early, then that will even help them to have a higher survival rate. At least seedlings that will be beyond 4 months and above would survive. And so we are hitting the ground running, and we hope to achieve that. We'll be coming out also with a lot of media programs, education programs, and we want to get the youth also on board. Because the future is for the youth. Once the youth also are able to inculcate the habit in nurturing and planting trees, then Ghana will be for the better.
Thank you so much, Mr. Benito Owusu-Bio. That was the Deputy Minister for Lands and Natural Resources in charge of forestry, explaining to us the Green Ghana initiative, how it's faring so far. From January 2022, all goods labeled as personal effects but not properly registered will not be allowed into the country. These forms part of the FDA's move to protect public health and safety, as most goods cleared as personal effects flood the market as goods for sale. The FDA's Center for Import and Export Control this year declared its zero tolerance for unregistered imported products policy to ensure that all FDA-regulated products imported are registered prior to clearance. Currently, 70% of all imported products are registered with the FDA. The remaining 30% represents goods labeled as personal effects. According to the FDA, it has increasingly observed that products meant for commercial purposes are cleared at the ports in the guise of personal effects. These products end up in trade in contravention of the Public Health Act, Act 851. Furthermore, freight consolidators, commonly known as door-to-door operators, who by practice aggregate regulated products from individuals into a single container, have been found to be engaging in the activity of clearing unregistered products in drums and other receptacles, also in the guise of personal effects for sale across the country. To enforce its campaign on zero tolerance for unregistered imported products on the market, the FDA and its partners have established guidelines to help streamline the importation of personal effects into the country. The head of Imports and Exports Control Center of the Food and Drugs Authority, FDA, Mr. Emmanuel Kwarteng, said the policy will be strictly enforced from January next year. He said the FDA is on high alert for unwholesome products on the market this festive season.
We noticed that the personal effect business has become very big. Every corner of Accra, Kumasi, or the regional capitals you go, you will find stores that are stocking American products, UK products, UK brands, Japan brands, Canada brands. You know, we know that these products are of very high quality, but we want to get in. We want to interfere in the handling. How does it come in? How is it kept? So that by the time you pick it on the shelf, it is wholesome and it will not affect your health adversely.
The FDA says processes for registration of products have been made less cumbersome for importers and freight forwarders. The deadline for measure of biodata on the SNIT card and Ghana card is December 31, 2021. With barely 20 days to go, some have called for the extension of the deadline due to challenges with network. Others say they are yet to receive their Ghana card. We have been joined on the line by the Acting Public Affairs Manager of SNIT, Mr. Charles Akwe-Gashon, to tell us if the deadline would be extended. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing, sir?
Oh, we are great. And we are getting very good feedback, and people are making their numbers, so we are optimistic. Yeah.
Thank you so much. You know, people are asking for extension of the deadline. Can you tell us that this day would be extended for us?
No, we hope not to get there. We still have some 20 more days, and we are hoping that by that time people would have matched their numbers, because the process is pretty simple. People should just get on their phones and do the measure, and those who for one reason or the other cannot use their phones should walk into any of our 51 branches and get the measure done.
So is the measure only for persons in the formal sector?
No, every SNIT member, so whether you're a contributor or you're a pensioner, you are supposed to merge your numbers so that from 2022, that is next month, you can continue to access pension-related services from the trust. So for those in the informal sector who are already contributing, all they need to have is their SNIT number and their NI number. That is the personal ID number on their Ghana card.
Okay.
And do the measure. As I said, if we have time, I'll just run people through how they can make their numbers on their phone. So if you dial *711 *9#, you will need to provide your SNIT number. Then you click send, enter your NI number. You then click OK to authorize the measure process. The two numbers will be merged once the fingerprint we have in our system matches that in the NI database. After the measure, all you are going to be putting as your SNIT number is your NI number. So once the measure is done, anywhere you go and they are requesting for your SNIT number, you only have to provide your NI number. So for those who haven't done the SNIT biometric registration, it will be difficult for the measure to be done. So I'll invite all those who are yet to register onto the SNIT scheme biometrically to first come to our office. And when you are coming, please come with your Ghana card or your NI number. Once you bring that along, we will enroll you and automatically merge your numbers for you. So you will not have to go through the *711 *9# process to get the numbers merged.
So you did say that if your fingerprint match IA or SNIT card, then automatically you can just continue with the registration. But then, you know, in registering, we had people with challenges of fingerprints, which other means were used. So in this case, how then do you address this challenge?
All right, so for everybody's fingerprint details were taken, aside those who for very good reasons, they don't have fingers and toes at all. So for those people, there's a system, they have to visit the office and will have a program in place to hold them. They cannot do it on the phone using the *711 *9#. They'll have to physically visit any SNIT office near them.
Okay. Earlier on, you did say that SNIT is not ready to extend the date, right? So then what happens to persons who have not yet received their NIA cards?
Using your platform, I will say that for people who have not received their card, NI card, they still have the opportunity to contact NIA to get their numbers, the Ghana card number or the NIA number. What I'm referring to as the NIA number is the personal ID number on the Ghana card. So once you contact them that if my card is not ready, please can I have my number? They will generate your number for you, or they will take your number from their system. So using that number and your SNIT number, you can simply initiate the merging process, and you can also visit our website or come to us and we'll get the merger done for you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Charles Akwe Gershon, for your time. That was the acting PRO First Manager of SNIT. Thanks for your time. The 2021 Ghana Integrity Award has been held in Accra. The ceremony, a brainchild of the Ghana Integrity Initiative, was designed to recognize the efforts of outstanding individuals and public sector institutions who continue to uphold personal and professional integrity aimed at reducing corruption in Ghana.
The awards are purposed to serve as incentives to influence positive behavior in Ghana and to provide an emotional reward to individuals and organizations doing the right things with integrity. The Internal Audit Agency received the Effective Internal Control Enforcement Award. The Efficient Public Service Delivery Award went to the National Identification Authority, and the National Commission for Civic Education took home the Transparency and Social Accountability Award. This year, 2 individuals were awarded the Integrity Personality of the Year Award. They are the investigative journalist Manasseh Awuni Azuri and a police officer, Mr. Confidence Fiagaji, for honorably exposing corrupt practices within their scope of work. A lecturer of the University of Ghana School of Law, Dr. Abdullah Ali Nachia, spoke on promoting ethical business in Ghana, the role of stakeholders.
In trying to engage in ethical practices, we say, one, you have to be honest, be truthful to yourself, disclose in all fairness. We are saying that you should maintain a personal integrity, because that is what you will move to your business, you will move into your dealings with people. If you don't have integrity, you can't buy it.
The Deputy Minister of the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice, Mr. Alfred Tiayeboa, urged all to be committed to excellence and accountability.
Everyone has a responsibility not to stand by, but to stand up to corrupt activities. Be a citizen and not a spectator.
Each award winner received a citation, a plaque, and a desktop personal computer. For GBC News, Yaira Lawe reporting.
25 nursing mothers and pregnant girls sat for this year's basic certificate education examination in one of the centers in the Esuta Kwamambeposo constituency of the Ashanti region. MP for the area, Madam Adelaide Team, who gave an assessment of education in the constituency in Parliament, described the situation as worrying and asked for the introduction of firm measures to curb the trend.
The statistics are alarming. At one particular center, 11 nursing mothers and 14 pregnant girls wrote their examination. It is fair to acknowledge that poverty plays a major part in the high incidence of juvenile immorality and promiscuity. But this is now a lancet by those who support them financially to put these girls in a family way at their useful ages. The denial of this sex education is how female adolescents and male youth makes them ignorant and widely exposed to these adult predators who will stop at nothing in achieving their lustful plans.
In my constituency alone, we recorded 27 pregnant mothers writing for the BCE and 17 nursing mothers. My worry, Mr. Speaker, is the rate at which these girls go through abortions. Some they go through crude abortions by using local herbs. And at the end of it, some of them lose their lives through serious bleeding and also through infections.
These teenage girls don't get pregnant by drinking water. We have our fathers, our brothers, our uncles, sometimes in very unfortunate circumstances, our husbands, impregnating these underage girls. It's not enough to say that government must ensure that there are some policies in place that will make sure that teenage girls don't get pregnant. What are our men doing?
I also think that we should also be looking at I know it's controversial, but the use of compulsory contraception.
I had 22 that were pregnant, 11 lactating mothers, and 3 young ladies who didn't show up but were pregnant. And then the question to ask is, what is their future? And as a mother, I worry about their future as much as I worry about the future of my children. We have ourselves to blame as leaders that 10 years before, if we had put certain measures in place, if we had done certain things, we would definitely have been able to create a much better society and a much better environment for our young children.
The United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, UNHCR, and the Christian Council of Ghana have held a debate to climax 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. The event was intended to help increase awareness about gender-based violence, its impact on society, and how to mitigate it.
Debate, which was on the theme End Violence Against Women Now, marked the 30th anniversary of the 16 Days of Activism Against the Gender-Based Violence program. Speaking at the event, the chairman of the Ghana Refugee Board, Mr. Kenneth Ajimai Atefua, intimated that artisans tend to abuse women more than any other group.
A disproportionate number of males who perpetrate violence against women and children were from the artisanal class. I don't believe that it was a case of only those people perpetrating violence. Doctors and lawyers and big politicians and men from all strata of society are perpetrators of violence. But those from the artisanal class had their violence against women and children being disproportionately reported.
The Director of Programs at the Christian Council of Ghana, Mrs. Joyce Lako-Steiner, said the campaign against gender-based violence should continue until the bad practice stops.
We shouldn't be happy with what we are getting. We should be very consistent. Say it every time. Like Prof said, let's turn the slogans into action. Are we really acting what we are saying? Today we are saying end violence against women now. We wear the T-shirt, it is written at the back. If you are a man and you are wearing the T-shirt, if you are violating the rights of any woman in any way, today commit yourself to say that I stop.
The Executive Secretary of the Ghana Refugee Board, Mr. Tete Paddy, said all efforts must be made to protect women.
Well, data from the Accra Regional Office of the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit, DOVSU, indicates that as of August 2020, about 31.9% of Ghanaian women faced some form of domestic violence. As part of efforts to stem the tide of gender-based violence, Hope for Africa, an NGO, and the Canadian High Commission in Ghana have organized this year's 16 days event aimed at eliminating violence against women. The theme is Orange the World and Violence Against Women Now.
2007, the Ghanaian Parliament passed the long-awaited domestic violence bill. For all intents and purposes, it was imperative. However, experts have been calling for moves to create awareness and enforce compliance. This is because a report from the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit, DOVSU, says that as of the end of August 2020, 31.9% of Ghanaian women faced some form of domestic violence. This is what prompted Hope for Africa and the Canadian High Commission in Ghana to organize the annual 16-day campaign program in the country. The Canadian High Commissioner to Ghana, Kati Chaba, was passionate about putting a stop to gender-based violence.
We know that 16 days is an important period of time to raise awareness about these issues and to try to sensitize communities, but we know that it's not enough, 16 days. We have to keep going every day to keep fighting for these issues so that every woman and every child feels safe in their homes, in their communities, in their schools, and everywhere else.
The country director for Hope of Africa, Mrs. Vicentia Kwanti-Nyasanti, said it behoves everyone to help create a violence-free environment.
We went to the markets, we have spoken, we have given them all the information and where to seek help. And a free toll number, which is 0800 111 222. It's a toll-free number. We've asked them to call. Somebody will pick and come to their aid.
The 16 days campaign was climaxed on 10th December 2021 at Akamanjane Forecourt in Jamestown.
Demonstration school for the deaf of Atmamponekrapim in the eastern region have been provided with a hearing and speech diagnostic assessment center. The Rotary Club of Accra West funded the center at a cost of 39,500 Ghana cedis.
Demonstration School for the Deaf has a student population of 460. The school requires specialized equipment to aid in the learning process, so the Rotary Club of Accra West stepped in to construct a hearing and speech diagnostic assessment center for the school. The club spent 39,500 cedis on the project. The center is expected to help in monitoring the hearing threshold of the pupils. The headmaster of Demonstration School for the Deaf, Mr. Sutumte Ametiwe, was full of gratitude for the facility. He pledged that the school will preserve the center and ensure that the students derive maximum benefit from the center. The club president of the Rotary Club of Accra West is Rotarian Neyeram Kukula.
Last year, in our preparation for end-of-year festivities, we reached out to the school, and the headmaster informed us of his vision to put up an assessment center and provide some necessary equipment for the kids. Towards the completion of the assessment center, we contributed about 11,500 cedis, and then the equipment that we delivered today cost about 28,000 cedis.
The students also expressed their joy for the facility and thanked the club for the intervention. Out of the total student population of 460, 15 pupils are both blind and deaf, so the Rotary Club of Accra West is considering supplying the school with additional equipment that will aid the visually impaired. The provision of a hearing and speech diagnostic assessment center is in line with Rotary's key areas of focus under the basic education and literacy.
You're still watching News Hour. It started as a dream, but now it has materialized. Pupils of the Bishop Mixed JHS now have a modern classroom block for academics. It follows the handing over of a 3-story building to the school by Enterprise Group.
The 3-story building was a request of the schools to the company to support them with a decent school block fit for modern academic needs. The new block comes with 9 classrooms, washrooms on each floor, a 3-bed infirmary, a computer lab, modern library and an office for the head teacher. The 2.5 million facility is furnished with chairs and the needed facility to scale up teaching and learning. The Ministry of Education believes this will further improve delivery in the school.
There is strong evidence that high-quality infrastructure facilitates better instruction, improves student outcomes, and reduces dropout rates, among other benefits. Having classrooms and learning spaces in good condition is fundamental in helping pupils, students achieve positive academic results.
The Chief Executive Officer of the Enterprise Group, Mr. Kelly Gajapo, said the project will also impact future generations.
Indeed, our joy emanates from the knowledge that by this one action of ours, generations of students will have an advantage in life because they now have a safe and conducive environment in which to study. The project excites us for 2 primary reasons. We believe that an investment in the youth is an investment in our collective future. Therefore, any money spent on youth education is indeed money very well spent.
The school presented a citation of appreciation to the company for giving such major assistance as a new 3-story classroom block.
You're watching News Hour here on GBC News and GTV. We're also streaming live on Facebook at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Let's take a breather. We'll be back shortly.
To you as the authentic and trusted voice of Ghana.
as the Ghana Armed Forces protected and defended Ghanaians and other nationals throughout the period.
It's now time to praise our Maker together through the festival of 9 lessons and carols.
The good old festival will be brought alive through Holy Spirit inspired choirs to the glory of God and for your edification.
So join us on 16 December 2021 on GBC Radio, GTV, and Facebook Live as we come to you from the Garrison Methodist Presbyterian Church, Bema Camp, Accra at 4 p.m.
Remember, this year's Festival of 9 Lessons and Carols is a collaboration between GBC and the Ghana Armed Forces. Prepare to be inspired.
Welcome back. The AFCTA Secretariat envisaged an increase in maritime trade-related disputes. As a result, it has created a dispute settlement body to address any infractions that may arise from increased intra-African trade. The Chief Executive of the Ghana Shippers Authority, Madame Benonita Bismarck, said this would inspire confidence in businesses to leverage opportunities created by the Continental Trade Deal. This came up at the 13th Maritime Law Seminar for judges of the Supreme Court of Judicature in Accra.
As GSA engaged several of the stakeholders on AFTA to enable our stakeholders position themselves to benefit from it. This is coming at a time that the government's national export strategy is also in full swing. We are confident that the export strategy and the other initiatives that the country is likely to see a yearly increase in cargo throughput. Already, the automated clearance regime and the huge investments in port expansion projects have made the port more attractive in the sub-region and in Africa as a whole. Port charges have been of great concern in recent times, and the Ghana Shippers Authority, in collaboration with other stakeholders, has begun moves to streamline charges at the port and also reduce the cost of shipping.
Up next is international news. Hundreds of people have taken to the streets in several cities.